Alright, welcome to the Ranch Crest pool training. We're going to start with daily maintenance. So first thing you're going to do is check the skimmers and make sure that as you lift this basket up, you want to make sure that it's as empty as possible. So just set out your chlorine tabs so you're careful not to dump these in the grass and kill it, and kind of pick that off the bar. And I usually just tap this on the fence really easy. So you got that empty. I like to keep a minimum of 2 of the big tabs in this. So we'll run into the pool house and we're just going to grab, so you press in here, pull out here. You're going to grab 2 of these, put in the basket. And then make sure this gets seated back down into the skimmer well. Now, you're also looking to make sure that it's pulling water. Without the light, you can kind of see the particles swirling there, so you know that it actually is pulling water. And we're going to go to the next skimmer. And obviously you're making sure that there's no green on the walls. If that's the case, then you're already in trouble. Over here, so these leaves are kind of, this one doesn't have as much pressure for some reason. So you can see the tabs are in good shape and there's not much in that basket. And based on the bugs swirling, it is circulating. So everything's okay there. That one just has less pressure. The next thing we're going to do is look at our pressure gauge. So the pool should be operating around 10 to 12 pounds PSI. And if you look here, we're at about 11 pounds, which is fine. In the case that there's been a lot of people swimming and there's a lot of hair and dead skin cells and everything, this will start to climb. By the time it gets to 15 or higher, you need to backwash. And I will show you a separate video on backwashing. But for today, for the daily maintenance, the other thing we want to look at is in here, there's another basket. And you can kind of see there's some particles in there. So as long as this is flowing well and you've got good pressure up here, you're usually okay to have some particles in here. I'm going to show you how to, during the backwash, how to clean this out so you'll know how to do that. But on a daily maintenance, you just want to make sure that it is flowing well. You got this small bucket here. What I'm going to do is turn this petcock and just drain the air out of the system so you can see that there's some air in the filter. So you're going to turn this counterclockwise. And you'll see the window, actually most of the air leaves. You won't get it all out, but just turn this back clockwise. And assuming the water is clean, you can just toss it right back into the pool. So, I'll go through how to handle shutting the pump down and doing the backwashing and everything else in other videos. Oh, real quick, let's do a water test. So these are the 6-way test strips. And what you're going to do is just take one, hold it underwater for a couple of seconds, about 6 inches under the water. You see those colors? And then you're just going to match it up with the bottle. So you want to make sure that you're in the okay range. Now with the chlorine, you can see the chlorine's very high, the purple one, the third one down. It's hard to point and do this. I purposely keep my chlorine high, so we're okay on everything else. And the chlorine is probably at like close to a 10. But what I found is if you let the chlorine go below that, you oftentimes will get algae in 3 or 4 days. So everything's good there. Don't overthink this. The chemicals usually stay pretty stable. So that's kind of the daily maintenance. You check your skimmers, make sure there's always 2 tabs in each one. Make sure that there's a good level of chlorine in the water. Now, in the event that that chlorine would have been low, you've got this pull shock. And also in the event that you do see algae, the shock is a very high powered chlorine. It's one bag per roughly 10,000 gallons. So if the chlorine has gotten really low, if there's been a whole lot of rain, if for some reason the pump hasn't been running, or if you ever see algae, the first step is to get at least 4 bags of this into the pool. And what you do is you just cut the corner off of this bag and you broadcast it right here in the deepest part of the pool. And that drain in the bottom is called the floor drain. It's actually going to pull all that concentrated chlorine through there and then circulate it back into the system through these returns, which there's one there and one there. So the key is to get it kind of over this floor drain so it kind of drops straight down and goes into the system quickly. This stuff is actually pretty expensive, so before you shock the pool, make sure that it actually needs it, because it will run the chlorine level up high and waste money if it's not needed. So anyways, that's the daily maintenance video. Next we'll go to backwashing and rinsing the filters.